What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel, and today we are checking out the FullSpeed Leader 3. It is the 130mm 3-inch FPV racer. Here I have the PNP version, but it also comes in the FR Sky, the DSM, and also the Fly Sky models as well. And here are some QR codes to check out as well. And this is the box that it came in, just a generic brown box. No need to spend too much money on extravagant boxes here, but it was packed in pretty nicely. Here's the bag that the props came in. We got some HQ props and a couple of FullSpeed stickers, and also we are given some Velcro tabs, and those couple of extra screws are for the motors. They give you 2 extra screws, and nothing spectacular inside of the box, and no documentations for this quadcopter. But everything is available somewhat online, so you can get all kinds of pinout diagrams for the flight controller and such online. So that is the box that it came in. So this is a X-frame configuration, so it is slightly wider than it is longer or taller. Also, the front arms are slightly wider placed than the rear arms as well. It is the 3mm unibody construction with 2mm side plates, and it is weighing in at 93 grams with everything attached, even with the battery strap, ready to fly. So taking a look at the bottom, we see that there are 4 screws per motor, and the motors are the FullSpeed branded motors, and they are the 1106 4500 kV open bottom bell design motors. And the props that we are given are the HQ props, the 30-30 tri-bladed props. However, we are only provided with just one set of these props that come with a 3-hole mount. So the components on this quadcopter are exclusive FullSpeed component products. So here are the ESCs, and they are the FSD or FullSpeed 28 amp BL S 2-4S 4-in-1 D-Shot 600 ESCs, and the flight controller is also by FullSpeed. They are the FSD F411 flight controller with OSD, and it was preloaded with Betaflight 3.5.0 firmware, and it also had just one extra UART, which is being used by the Tramp protocol. So that brings us to the VTX, and the VTX is also by FullSpeed. It is the FSD TX600. It is the 5.8 gigahertz 48 channel switchable output power from pit mode 25, 100, 200, 400 and 600 milliwatts, and there is that single button to change that stuff like channels, frequency, and the power output. But remember, it also sports the Tramp protocol, so you can do all that stuff through the OSD menu, utilizing your remote control to change your frequency, the channels, and the power output. And the antenna is the dipole antenna, and the connector is the IPEX connector. And when I took it out of the box, the VTX was actually flipped the other way around. So, and the camera, the FPV camera, was facing up tilt about, I would say about 50 degrees or so. As you can see, there is the harness coming out of the VTX. If it is flipped the other way, it will be right behind of the harness of the FPV camera, and it wasn't able to up tilt or down tilt anymore because of that harness. So I just flipped the VTX the opposite way around and mounted it back on there, and now I was able to down tilt the camera somewhat to my tilt angle, which is about 25 or 30 degrees. So this is the PNP version that did not come with a receiver, so I did provide my own FR Sky XM receiver, in which I placed it right behind of the FPV camera. There was lots of room there, and double-sided sticky tape to the top of the frame itself. Tons of room to be had there. I did not place it on top of the VTX because, you know, that VTX does get a little bit hot. Now, there are 3 pads on the flight controller just for the receiver. There's the 5 volt, the ground, and also the S-Bus DSM or the PPM pad the universal pad, but my receiver did not function correctly. The signal was not going through, and I found out that there is another receiver pad underneath of those 3 pads on the flight controller, and I guess my XM receiver is an inverted receiver, so you'll have to put that signal wire on the pad on the bottom of the flight controller. I'll put up a little diagram showing you what 3 pads are on the top and which pad that you need to put the signal wire on the bottom of the flight controller right here. And in the back, we got the buzzer LED light fixture, and I do believe the LED lights are programmable LED lights, and we do have the XT30 connector with the cables kind of grooved into the standoff that is holding down the side plates here. There's just one screw holding down the side plates in the back and in the front as well, just like the previous Leader 120. And in the front, we have the FPV camera. It is the Cadix Turbo Micro F2 1200 TV line CMOS sensor FPV camera with a 2.1 millimeter lens, and we are also given this nice battery strap branded by FullSpeed as well. So let's go for a little demo flight with the brand new FullSpeed Leader 3. Alright, here we go with our first line of sight flight test with the Leader 3. I'm going to be using the 550 milliamp GMB 3-cell battery. So let's go ahead and power this baby up. Very nice Velcro strap. Alright, we are good to go here. So let's go ahead and check it out. Arming it. It seems to be pretty decent here so far. I haven't flown it yet. This is my very first time flying it. I did hover inside of the house last night just to make sure everything is working. Okay. Very nice and smooth and very quiet with these 3-inch blades. Oh yeah, it's got nice controls, and there were 2 sets of PIDs that it came with, one slightly higher in value than the other one. I'm thinking maybe one is for 3S and maybe one is for 4S. I got it set to the slightly higher value PIDs. And so far it is doing just awesome, nice and smooth. And the lights in the back are purple, flashing left and right. And they're just flashing left and right, I believe. Yeah. Okay, let's do a little punch out. That would be the full punch out. A full throttle punch out. Let's do one more. Pretty decent punch out here. Oh yeah, it's got tons of power with the 3S. So I think this is a very nice configuration with these props and the 3S battery and these motors here. Pretty decent. Let me bring it in closer and flick it over to acro and see if I can do some flips on this thing.
30 seconds.
Okay. Not bad. Alright, I did not change the rates or anything either. I'm just running it straight out of the box with the slightly higher PID settings, and it is doing just awesome. Actually, just right.
9, 8,
I think they spent a lot of time tuning this thing. So let's bring it in here. I should get roughly about 3 minutes of flight time with these 550 milliamp batteries. So let's go ahead and bring it in and check it out with some FPV here. So far, very, very nice. Alright, here we go with our first FPV flight with the Leader 3. I'm using an 850 milliamp Infinity 3S battery for this flight. And let me go ahead and go into the settings to show you the PID profiles. I've got PID profile number 2. And let's check out the PIDs on this one here. And there's also a PID profile number 1 that is different. So let's check out that one there. So I'm going to be running the profile number 2, and let me go ahead and quickly show you the features tab where you can change the channels, the frequency, and the power output utilizing the tramp protocol here. Let me get out. If you make any changes, go ahead and set it and then confirm it. That way you are good to go before my VTX heats up. And then if you made any changes, save and exit or save and reboot, and you are good to go. All right, so let's go ahead and arm the motors and take off. There we go. All right, this will be my very first FPV flight. And so far, it is a very smooth flying quadcopter here. The FPV feed is really nice so far with the Caddx camera and the VTX. No breakup at 400 milliwatts. And the XM receiver is doing fine as well. Nice. Very nice. The RSSI is keeping up. Alright. Oh yeah, very nice quadcopter indeed. I did not change any of the rates and stuff either. I'm running it just out of the box. Oh, this is awesome. There's a slight prop wash right there up around those turns. Okay, slightly under rotating. There's some prop wash there. There's a little prop wash there. Okay, but so far it is doing just awesome. And check out the battery level. It is still at 11.3, and I've been flying for 2 minutes already. So this thing is going to have pretty good flight time with the 850 milliamp here. Oh man, this thing is nice. Ooh, a little prop wash there. I wonder which tune is better with the 3S. And I'm wondering if this 850 is giving it a little bit of a problem with the tune. Maybe it was tuned for slightly smaller size battery too. Woohoo! Wow, so far it is just a fantastic of a flyer. Very smooth. Nice turns. And it sounds good too. And we're getting pretty decent amount of flight time as well. Very nice. Over 4 minutes and still going. Just awesome. Oh yeah, I still got good video way out here, so just awesome. I'm not gonna go on the other side of the trees though. Yeah, still there is a little bit of prop wash up around the turnabout from a drop. Yeah. Okay, we've been flying for 5 minutes, guys. And it is still going good. Awesome. It sounds really nice with these props. I think that's just about it for the battery life. It is coming down to the 10.2. So let's go ahead and bring it in for a landing. And it is giving us about 5 minutes of flight time. Nice. Whoop, flipped over. All right, here we go with our second FPV flight. And I have another 850 milliamp battery on here. I just wanted to check out the profile number 1. So let's go ahead and go into the profiles and change it over to profile number 1. Save and exit and check it out with another set of PIDs. So we were getting about 5 minutes of flight time with the 850, and with this PID profile I feel like it is slightly looser feeling, but whenever I let go of the sticks it just locks in because the I values are slightly higher. Yeah, it is not as fluid. Maybe this is made for the 4S, or you can just have a choice of which one you want to fly with. They give you 2 different flavors. Maybe this one is for more like racing or something. Yeah, maybe this one is more for racing and the other one is more for freestyle, or yeah, it just feels more stiff. Okay, so there you go. The other set of PID profile. I'm not going to bore you with my flying. Oh, look at that though. Okay, not much. There's a tiny bit of prop wash. So 2 different profiles you can choose from, preset, right out of the box. So that is just awesome. I think that's the first time that has ever happened where a manufacturer is providing you with 2 different types of PID profiles. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it in for landing and call it a day with this one here. Very nice flying. Just an awesome quadcopter by FullSpeed. There you go, our second flight with the Leader 3.
20.
Alright, here we go yet with another FPV flight, and this time I got a 650 milliamp 4S battery. I still got the PID profile set to profile number 1. So let's go ahead and check it out. I'm not going to go crazy, but I just want to see how it feels like with the 4S.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I think this profile is set for a 4S.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh man, with the 4S, this thing is really nice.
2, 1.
And I think it sounds even better too. Nice. So we got two different PID profiles to choose from. And I believe this one is made just for 4S. I think it's got less prop wash with the 4S than with the 3S. Perhaps because I'm running a 650 milliamp, slightly smaller size battery. So let's go ahead and bring it in. And I want to test out how hot the battery, or how hot the motors are, and the battery. All right. All right, the motors feel pretty good. They're a little bit warm, but they're not hot at all. So it is able to handle it with just kind of tame flying, not really punching it too much. So there you go. All right, just got done checking out the FullSpeed Leader 3, and this is an awesome quadcopter. I highly recommend it. Did some line of sight testing at some FPV flights, and there were two different types of PID profiles to choose from, preset right out of the box. That is the first time a quadcopter manufacturer actually took the time out to have two different profiles set for you to choose from. So just awesome. I've flown the Leader 120, and that was just an awesome quadcopter. I think that came out like last year, and it is one of my favorite quadcopters. And this one, the Leader 3, is an upgrade to that one, slightly bigger with 3-inch blades, and this is just an awesome quadcopter. You have to get this quadcopter. I highly recommend it. Did the line of sight testing with the 550, that did okay, and I did fly it with this battery here, the 3S Infinity 850 85C, and utilize Profile 2 and Profile 1 on each of those batteries. And what it is Profile 2 seems like it's made for the 3S battery, and the Profile 1 is made for the 4S battery. And on our third FPV flight, I did use this 4S Tattoo 650 milliamp battery, and this one I like it the best. It felt the most locked in and very, very smooth indeed. So they did a really good job of tuning this quadcopter and giving you two sets of PID profiles to choose from right out of the box. Just an awesome quadcopter. Like I said, I highly recommend this quadcopter, guys. So there you have it, my review and test flight of the FullSpeed Leader 3 or Leader 130, whichever way you want to call it. Yeah, very nice. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.